Jordan, you want to jump in terms of marketing?
Yeah, first, sure. Adam, Alexander, awesome idea for this health-conscious society, and I've kind of looked at it a couple of different ways. My advice is twofold. First, we have to maximize the business that is, and next, and most importantly, create the business that could be. So let's take it apart. In maximizing, let's figure out how we create more interest, traffic, and trial to your existing website. Creating better search, more social media, lessons asked, viral worthiness, and trial. Under better search, let's look at words, keywords like healthy cereal, cereal for kids, heart-healthy cereals, and even bake in and even competitors' names to steal share. Under social, I saw you have 606 friends. I'm your 606th friend on your fan page. I just saw recently, if you look at Woody, I don't know if you're aware of it or the audience is aware of it, but Woody is a slacker who's about 35 years old who just actually activated Facebook for Fridays. He actually went to Fridays and said, I'm going to get you 500,000 fans in 30 days. Well, they got so excited about it, they actually put a TV spot together, ran it in the Jets-New England game last week, and before the end of the day, had over 500,000 fans following them. Now, you can take that and do that on a regional or local level to build your fanfare so you can start to build some communication and start to build an active fan base. And then another one, less than asked. I think that you ask people to do videos. I think I would have asked them to retweet. Very simple to do. We can follow it and we can mark it. And simple postings on Facebook we can follow and mark as well. And lastly, I want to hit on viral. You know, Barry brought up a good point. People pass on cool stuff. One of our clients happens to be Party City, and if you go to their site, you're going to see a witch's cauldron in that site. And basically it hooks into Facebook and downloads your profile from Facebook so you can see all of you flowing in. It's like your DNA. And all of a sudden it all flows in. Magically it's going to tell you the costume that you should wear based on who you are. Which for me, they told me I should be Iron Man, so I stopped right there. I said, that's pretty cool. For each of you, I think there's an opportunity for you and your partners to activate that and build a custom cereal for everybody because it's really cool. Other people want to do it, and they can actually follow you there.
Barry, what about in terms of what markets they should target? Because I know that was one of their central questions, right, guys?
It seems to me that one place for people who really need custom cereals are those who are celiac or need gluten-free diets. They don't have the type of choices out there. And so I would be emphasizing places where celiacs go to shop, to emphasize that now you actually do have a choice. Same thing for people who have nut allergies or wheat allergies. Think about people who have very special needs whose cereals out there don't meet what they want because they're going to pay the extra premium that it costs to buy your cereal online.
I mean, he makes a great point because my son is allergic to nuts, and it's so hard to find a granola without nuts. And as a mother, I love the container. Barry's right, you couldn't tell from the site how big it was. Right. But I love it because my kids rip the top up, and then the cereal's stale 2 days later. It's awful. So it should be out there more.
And that's part of it, because one of your issues was the value proposition. People think it's expensive, and then they're surprised at how much they get in quantity. And I thought it wasn't clear to me how big the packaging was. But guys,
I'd even call it a double box. It happens to be in one tube, but it's really 2 boxes. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Do you guys have questions for Barry or Jordan? What do you want to know from them, because they can answer anything?
Yeah, sure. I guess you know, to get back to the expansion talks and where we're best using our time. I mean, we're only one full-time employee. I guess at one point do we want to look to bring on more people at the cost of maybe taking a loan or taking on an investor or something like that.
You have a job right now, Alexander?
I have a job. I will be coming on full-time in the next couple months, so we're hoping to see a lot stronger growth.
It'll be 2 of you.
It'll be 2 of us full-time, yeah.
But Barry, that's a great question. How do you make that decision to borrow money or raise money to bring on more employees?
I think the challenge is you're making things too hard for yourself, and so you need to you need more people than necessary. If you're selling pre-mixes rather than custom mixes, it's actually a whole lot less work, and it can be less expensive and therefore more cost-effective. So to me, don't think of the problem as how do I get more people. Think of the problem as How can I be more efficient?
But Barry, it seems like
Or think of the opportunity.
Yeah, their original concept, though, Barry, was the it's customized.
Right.
I understand, and I'm saying 1 billion options is actually too many.
Right.
And so having 40 or even 50 already pre-mixed formulas that you know work well is going to be a whole lot easier to make. It's going to be simpler for customers. I like the idea of you can ask a person a couple different questions, and that'll direct them to what's best for them. And if they do want the custom option, charge them more for that. But you can have a much cheaper version that's pre-mixed.
Because there are 50 ingredients. Jordan, what markets do you think they should be targeting right now?
You know, I think that you named a couple of really key markets for people, but I also think that the more awareness this brand gets through interactive and social, the larger the audience is going to become and the more opportunity they're going to have. So I wouldn't limit my audience. I think right now what they've been doing hasn't been able to exponentially build their brand. I think taking some of these simple suggestions I made today and activating that, I think they could actually build this brand and make more customer and build a larger customer base.
Guys, I hope that was helpful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Best of luck. I'm going to take
it's
my
great.
dear Dagan good morning.
I love granola, so I think it's a genius idea. And like I said, to me, the container is a home run. Home run, at least from a mother's perspective.
Me? And go
I don't want to sound like Simon Cowell, but I don't like the name. It says too much in terms of Goji, and to me, it doesn't suggest custom. I don't know, serial killer or something, but give them a sense of why it's custom, as opposed to emphasizing the Goji.
That is not a bad, you're not Simon Cowell,
No.
Barry Nailbuff. You're not Simon Cowell.
No,
that was
no.
constructive criticism.
That's why we have you here, Barry.
And that's
good
why we're
stuff.
excited to have you here.
Food for thought.
For now, me and Goji.
You know, I think
Jordan?
I think the name is pretty cool. I think it's really how do you build that name. And I think exponentially also you can look at core franchises. I think there's two places that I would look at if I was the guys. I'd look at Whole Foods. They have the 280 locations. And I'd build Goji bars there, within there, which they could really build their brand. And I'd go to out there into the market to Pinkberry. And I'd figure out a way to activate there and build their morning business as well.
You said Whole Foods.
But I don't buy that because Whole Foods doesn't work. At Whole Foods, you can go there and buy your own oats, your coconut, your raisins, and do the mix and match. So the customer who's shopping at Whole Foods doesn't need them. They can do it, and there's no reason for Whole Foods to put in the Sirois bar, or they'll do it themselves. They don't need me and Goji. So that doesn't work in my view.
Okay, and you would know because your first customer at Honest Tea was Fresh Fields, which is now Whole Foods, right, Mary?
Absolutely.
All right. Listen, thank you so much. Listen, a big shout out to Adam Sirois and Alexander Renzi, co-founder of Me and Goji. Guys, keep us posted on how things go.
Thank you. We will.
Please, thank you so much for being here, and a big shout out to Jordan and Barry for
And that was
giving
great
them
advice.
incredible